I'd like to take some time to talk about graphic organizers. And from research and some articles and my own personal experience using them, um, there are 3 C's: consistent, coherent, and creative. And before I talk about those, just want to review the purpose of graphic organizers, that they are an instructional tool to visually display key content ideas and assist with the organization of thoughts and concepts. They help students see how ideas are organized within a text or a concept, and it can help them understand relationships. It also helps the content be a little more concrete. So the idea of consistency: students' organizational skills and content retention will improve if graphic organizers are used in a consistent manner. So if we try to use them in similar situations across subject areas, for instance, if we have a brainstorming web when we begin our instruction on a new topic in any academic area, or if when we're looking at sequencing events or cause and effect, we use the same type of graphic organizer across all the curriculum areas. And lastly, in subject areas where there's a lot of content like social studies or science, if we're talking about main idea, that we would use the same main idea supporting detail in social studies science that we use in language arts. The second C of coherent, that graphic organizers are not effective if they're not clear or straightforward. So the relationships in them have to be obvious and easily understandable. If not, students are going to get confused and disorganized. And many times the students that we want to help are already maybe a little bit disorganized, and we don't want to add to that. So they need to be free of distractions. And if we can use labeling in some areas, so if we have a main idea and supporting detail, like in the visual here, that main idea is labeled, students know where to put the main idea, and then they know where to put those supporting details because it's labeled. And finally, with creativity, if we can find creative ways to integrate graphic organizers, students will be more likely to retain the information in a graphic organizer if it's presented in an inviting manner. So I found that students like to use illustrations, that it can enhance their graphic organizer. When I did use Popplet, they were able to put in a couple of pictures with their topics, and it can help with the word and picture giving clues and help them retain the information. The one caution is that sometimes, at least with my students, I have to say first thing is we have to get the content in, and then we can work on a picture or two, or the color or the shape of the bubble or whatever, because they get hung up in that part and forget about the content. Overall, graphic organizers are a great tool for students. My students seem to like them, and the more we use them, the more I taught about them originally, and then the more we use them, the better they seem to be at it and using it as a tool.